All right. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is anybody there? People are here. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We're being very reliable. 5:15. Lewis Schaffer. Good to see you. Carrie B is here. Claire is here. Alex is here. At least they're writing. Who else is writing? We got 11 viewers. Let's see who else is writing. Let's get this thing up here, maybe a little bit. A little bit up. How about a little bit up? I got my hair. Looks a little bit different than it normally looks. I mean, it's not, my hair is basically collapsing. I used to have amazing, amazing hair. Thank you, Claire. You can hear me. MC Scott is here. Thank you. You can hear me. I'm wearing a jumper. I shouldn't wear a jumper. I'm not going to wear a jumper. I'm wearing my friend Russ's t-shirt, which I took and I've been wearing. So I'm gonna take off my jumper because it's so hot in here. It's so hot. Yesterday I had a leak. Not just yesterday. It's been going on for months, but I had turned it off and it wasn't leaking. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just turn it on. Maybe it's all fixed. Has this ever happened to you guys? I think, well, maybe it's all fixed, but it wasn't fixed. It was not fixed. So so it started to leak, and then it leaked a bit more. So I had to call Southwark Council, because I live in Southwark, for repairs, and they sent a guy over within 2 hours. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. Keith Morthan Conkers. Hello there, Keith. How are you? Thank you for coming to my show. Make sure you like the stream. That's the most important thing. I mean, I'm not really dressed. I'm not dressed for success. I got my arms showing. Maybe. I mean, what does this say? The Astrolab. That was my friend Russ's. I went to see them play. They were quite good for relatively old guys. Maltese Phillies in sunny Malta. What is the temperature in sunny Malta? Eugene DeVere is here. Hello, Eugene DeVere. Silence softly screams. Yeah, I feel it myself. Yeah. So there you go. Keith is back here. Okay, 3,000. Oh, this is not what I wanted to look at. But today is Sunday, and I'm glad you're here. It's a balmy 13 degrees. No, it's not 13 degrees. That's cold. Is that cold for Malta? 13 degrees. Is that cold for Malta? Let's see what the temperature is in Malta. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'd like to see it myself. So maybe I don't believe you. Malta. Malta temperature. It says 16 degrees in the sun. And then Sunday is going to be 18 degrees. It says 18 degrees tomorrow, 20, 18, 17. So it's a lot warmer there. What is it in London, England? London. Let's just do London. It's always the warmest now. London temperature now is 7 degrees, which is not great. It's going to be 12, 11, 11, 10, 9, with the coldest temperature of 4 degrees on Thursday, which isn't good. I'm drinking a cup of tea. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. I'm going to need your help today with today's show. I just don't have it. I just feel completely. I'm just in a really awkward, bad mood. I think I'm not in a great mood. I'm not in a great mood. I didn't sleep. So last night about 2 o'clock in the morning, I called up the whatchamacallit, the Southwark housing, and they sent a guy over. And I guess it's a flood. They're worried about their property. I would have to say they're worried about their property. It's always up to us, Carrie. It is always up to you guys to do this. The problem is it's also 13 degrees in the house. Well, you don't have the heat. Here, let's see, I've got, it's 39 degrees humidity, and in the house, it's 27.4. What is 27.4 in Fahrenheit? Just so for the people who don't know, 27.4 Celsius to Fahrenheit. What do you think that is? 81 degrees here. 81 degrees. So this is the count. So you think there's not enough money in this country? There was enough money, but they're spending it on people who don't deserve it. 18 degrees in our lounge right now. It's 76% humidity. That's like so high. That's like so high. What can you do to lower the humidity? You got to get when I was a kid, we had a dehumidifier that we had in the basement. And it used to put the water in a bowl, and then it would turn off. And then we had to go take the bowl and put the bowl in the sink. It wasn't great. Mr. Steve Cuff is here. Hello, nutters. These people are nutters. You're right, they're nutters. No respect for these people. Northampton is -4. Lounge temperature, minus 18 degrees Celsius in Northampton. What does that mean? The lounge temperature. So outside it's 4 degrees, but in the inside it's 18.4 degrees Celsius. I'm having a cup of tea. It's gonna help me tremendously. Okay. I mean, Chelsea is one of those teams I do not care about at all. There's something about them I don't like. North America has all the basements. That's exactly true. It has all the basements. Why does it have all the basements? And why are there no basements in this country? Anybody know? I discussed it the other day. I don't know whether you were here, Keith. But, I don't know. Why are there lots of basements in America? I want to be in America. Everything's free in America. Da, 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 da. Everything's free in America. Top chat. Let's get this thing. If you type a message and I don't see it, type it again. It doesn't kill me. It doesn't kill me. Just type the thing again. Type the thing again. Where have you been, Keith? Keith comes in every so rarely. You used to be here all the time, Keith. And now you're not here. Why? Where have you been, Keith? Let's see if Keith can answer the question. Basically, like that. It's going to be I can feel it's just a busy day today. I was reading. I tried to prepare a little bit. I read the Daily Mail, and they called Tommy Robinson a thug. They called him a right-wing thug. Daily Mail online called him a right-wing thug. I mean, this is the problem we face. The problem we face is that the state is against us. Alan Williams is here. Good to see you, Alan. The reason why you guys aren't answering the question. The reason why America has all the basements is because it gets very cold, and you can't, if you put a house on top of a cold thing, and the cold thing melts, and the next cold thing defrosts, or whatever you say, it'll bend the frame of the house. I think that's right. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it'll mess up the frame of the house. It'll mess the frame up. So in this country, because it's generally not that cold, the ground doesn't freeze. I've been investigating frost heave. Yes, that's what that is. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Proper winced. Oh, you're talking about football. I am not interested in football. I'm interested in Crystal Palace playing, and they lost a little bit. Not super interesting. They were in 5th place or 4th place. It was like too much. It was too much. Let them just get used. It's like my weight. I weigh 82. I weigh 78.2 pounds. And you have to get used to being in a certain range. Last year I was at 81. And then I went down to 79. And it's a certain range you just got to get used to. I'm happy to be in this range, 77, early 78. So I'm going to stay here, and then we're going to go down even lower. But you shouldn't rush it. Don't rush it. Pete's Transport is here. Hey, Lewis. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Pete's transport for coming in. We haven't seen you in a while, and it's good to see you. I was just thinking about you yesterday. One of the three. The three, you, Maltese Phil, and Mark Therosian are like three dudes. I don't know how I associate the three of you guys together. I don't know. I don't know. I'm having a bit of a crisis in my life. I'm having, I'm having a crisis in my life. As you can tell, well, I'm having a crisis. I don't know whether you guys are having a crisis. Maybe I'm not having a crisis, but I'm having a bit of a something, Mild climate in the UK. That's right. Never want to excavate unless you have to. That's exactly true. Excavation is one of the most expensive and hard things to do, and you gotta put walls, super strong walls, on either side of the excavation. I mean, where I grew up in the house that I was born and raised in Great Neck, Long Island, my father put a basement in. I've been busy looking after my wife as she has a hip replacement. Okay, well there you go. Good husband. Good husband. Which day, Judith asks, which day of any week do you not have a crisis? I've got a personality crisis. I would say I do. I have a personality crisis. But people sort of expect me to be like a normal person, Judith. And you could tell I'm not a normal person. Maybe if I'm wearing a suit and I'm only on the TV for half an hour, and maybe if they just ask me one or two questions, I look like a normal person who's saying something horrible. You're overtired, Lewis, says Claire, probably from all the filming. Yes, I did 3 days of filming this week. And then last night, I got like, basically, Caroline Cooper is here. I got so little sleep because I had I don't know. I don't get much sleep. I like to sit and Google and look at YouTube videos. Zero of us ever expect you to be a normal person, Lewis. Not on day 171. You know what? This is like one of those tests. The way you say it, it's day 171 of the stream, 30th of November, 2025. It's exactly like that. It's like one of those tests. It's one of those tests, where what's his name is up in the box, a clear box. He's not allowed to eat for 30 days or 60 days or whatever. Who's that guy? Filming what? I was filming 2 movies. I can't say which one it is. Or maybe I can. I'm not putting any images up. I don't want to say what it is. One of them was out in the street with I'm not even sure I'm allowed to even say what it is. You think they'd want me to say what it is? Give it promotion. But it was in Hatton Garden, and I was standing there, and I was alienating people. David Blaine, Carrie B. Thank you very much. That's exactly right. And David Blaine. Yeah, I appreciate you listening to me, Carrie B. That's really important to me. Biblical numbers, Lewis. We appreciate your sacrifice to us. It is a bit of a sad, but I'm also thinking to myself, I just have to keep going. I can't stop because my natural tendency is to think, let's just stop. Is that what your tendency is? Do you have this thing, or you just keep going? I think if I stop once, I just think, you know what? It's not that important that I do this. I'm constantly thinking, should I do this? Should I not do this? And then I think to myself, I've got to do it. I've got to do this thing. I don't know what for you. I don't want you to, I'm thinking to myself, we need things to do in these dark Christmassy times. We need some place to go to. I'm not saying I'm making you happy. Impulsiveness. I've got impulsiveness. Yeah, I could just stop doing it. I'll stop doing it. And you'll go, well, what happened? What happened? I don't think anybody cares about me. On one hand, on the other hand, I think everyone's caring about me. I'm thinking you're sitting at home, and maybe this is not the most entertaining thing. This is just some old guy just chatting away stuff, flirting with the girls. Maybe you're thinking that, but then maybe you're thinking, this is what I need as a place to go to. And if I don't come here, I'll do something else. But if I have nothing to do, you might think to yourself, okay, I've got nothing to do. At least I'm doing this. MC Scott says, I'm sure I have. I sure have that tendency. Once stopped, it's hard to restart. I know firsthand right now the fact. Yes, I'm coming back up. I'm coming back so much better. Yes, that's what I felt about my stand-up comedy thing. I used to do comedy 7 days a week, all over the place, and then you stop, and then you don't, and you think you're not wanted, and it's hard to get motivated. Stopping is the easy bit, says Steve, Mr. Cuff. But regretting not going further and getting where you want to get hurts more. That's true. There's that old saying. That's not the saying, but that's the saying. Okay. I agree with that, Mr. Cuff. I can keep going naturally, but I can also tell myself to stop if things are doing my head in. Claire. Yeah, well, you're more of a reasonable person than I am. I get the impression that you are. Okay. I care about you. Thank you, Claire. Okay. I'm not sitting at home. Where are you? Where are you then, Claire? But maybe you're looking for something to hook up with, someone who knows your name. It's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. More like a club. Where are you sitting, Caroline Cooper? Behave yourself. If you stopped, where would you get any adulation from? C1 and C2 aren't going to provide it. They're not going to provide it. I mean, do I get adulation here? I'm not sure that I do. I like that you're watching. That's a form of adulation. I don't do it for adulation. I'll tell you one of the reasons I do this thing is because I can tell people, what are you doing? I'm live streaming. It sounds like a something, even though, people think, how many people are watching this thing? Yes, there are 3.6 million followers. Yes, and I appreciate the million. But they're not all here. Like Keith he doesn't come in that much. And we go, where is Keith? Where is Keith? And you think, oh my God, he hates me. Okay. Isn't it stream of consciousness or something from the 1970s? Yeah, they used to call that. Well, they don't use that term now, stream of consciousness. I mean, it's sort of that stream. It's not exactly stream of consciousness because you guys are talking to me. And Pete Transport says, don't forget to click the like. Don't forget to subscribe. Just click the like, the thumbs up, do the thumbs up, and do the bell. Click on the bell if you haven't already. If you haven't. I mean, is this stream of consciousness? Yeah, it is. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. And then, okay. John Miller is here. You could shake it up a bit, like camping overnight in a storm or do a bungee jump, that kind of thing. Oh, my God. If I have to do that, I'd rather die. I'd rather sit. That is like so much work if I got to sit here. Let's make this interesting for people. And let's be one of those stupid YouTube streams. Joe is here. Hello, Joe. This place, to me, is like the village pub. It's just a great place to check in with lovely people. Yeah, and I think 90 minutes is the right length of time. At about 60, 70 minutes, I think, okay, it's getting... And then 90 minutes is... And then everybody perks up 5 minutes before the show is over. Whatever the stream. Got to get Nick Dixon on here to get less heady. What do you mean less heady? Less heady. I don't know what that means. What does that word mean? Anyway, Pete Transport, thumbs up. Claire, I agree. Claire, lovely. Okay, Mr. Cuff, I try to be punctus. Tend to cut it fine. You mean punctious or punctual? Punctual. I try to be punctual too. I start the show. I mean, I was starting the show at 1 minute at 5, and now I started at 1 minute after 5. I just think there's going to be more people coming in, That's what I think. And I think, oh my God, I got to go to work. It's not that this is work. It's not that it's work. But it's showtime. Skydiving with Schaffer. Take the blood pressure machine, says John Van Dam. Good to see you, John Van Dam, here. Good to see you. Yeah, the answer is yes. Yeah. What's the t-shirts? Say please. What's the t-shirt? What does the t-shirt say? It said Astrolab. It's from Greece. It's a friend of mine's, Russ's friend. And when Russ was here, we went to see the band play, and it was entertaining. It was entertaining. I mean, everybody likes Russ and his band's like a middle-aged guy playing music, which means it's good. It's good, but it's from Greece. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative. It was good. It was really good music, but it's like middle-aged people. It's like me. It's like me. Right now, this is a bad time. 68 years old. If I have this kind of thing going at 75 or 80 or at 85, I could become a big star because you know I'm going to die soon. And you think to yourself, let's catch the old guy. But for most people, like especially in the music business, it was really good at the Astrolab. Okay. It's not from a skip. It was brand new. Can you see how brand new it is? It was, I mean, I've worn it before, but it was given to Russ. And Russ gave it to me to hold on to, and I basically stole it from him. This is where to spend a lazy Sunday or any other lazy day of the week. Yes, it is. It's lazy because you're seeing me, Mr. Lazy. I've got a million things I've got to do, and I do not do them. I mean, the thing about my flooded bedroom, I knew about this last year, or maybe it was the early part of the year. I'm trying to remember when it was, and then it became warm. You didn't need the heat, so I turned the heat off. They turned the heating off, so there wasn't the leak. But I should have done this before. And it took a little bit of energy for me to call at 2 o'clock in the morning. We're all lazy. Are you lazy, Keith? Are you lazy, Keith? John Van Dam says to Joodles, true. No, Cuffy. This is Joodles. He's always like calling people by funny names. It doesn't really annoy me, but I don't think it's necessary. Hi, Cuffy. He plain nicked that. I nicked it. I did nick it. I did nick the shirt. But I told him, I said, I've got your shirt. And he didn't ask for it, so I'm wearing it. I mean, if he came, he might ask for it. Million things to do. Always starts tomorrow in my book, Mr. Cuff. Yeah, always starts tomorrow. You could say, what is that called when you're a procrastinator? I'm not a procrastinator, Mr. Cuff. I'll tell you why. Because I don't get anything done. I mean, the fact that I'm doing this is amazing. It's amazing. There's no set. There's not one of those horrible YouTube video sets where they have the square boxes and the little lights in the back and everything is all set up looking nicely. There's none of that. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this thing is. Maybe put this up here, maybe like that. How about like that? How about like that? Is that a bit bright? Is the light a bit too bright? I could move it. Tell me if you think the light is too bright. I went on a carb binge, and now I'm even fatter. Back to be told off, Lewis. Well, I can't tell you off because the people who've been here every single day, they know that I've been eating a lot of carbs. A lot of carbs. But we're starting a new day. There's a new day dawning. So today is a new day, Keith. Carbs are bad for me. They caused me to be fat. I gained about 1 kilo of weight. I was down to 76 point something. And then I went up to 71 point something. And now I'm 78 point something. So basically, I gained about 1.5 kilos on carbs, Keith. So stiff little fingers, closed grove lyrics. What does that mean? Should I Google that? Do you think I should Google that? Should I Google that? Let me see if I'll Google that. I'm gonna put the light back down. I'm gonna open the window, everybody. I'm gonna open the window because it's really hot in here. It's really hot. But then again, I've got the radiator here. But I've got the curtains all the way down. Got the curtains all the way down. So how much do you weigh, Keith? Let's go there. How much do you weigh? And how much do we have to lose? We're starting fresh. That's why I love this stream, Claire. It's total natural Lewis Schaffer in his own surroundings. Yeah, it's natural. I mean, you know, you see, thank you, Claire. You see those people in their studios, and it's like, what is it trying to look like? Somebody's home? It's not somebody's home. It is somebody's home. It's a corner of somebody's home. Or it's in a studio. Or it's being produced. Your lambag, what does that mean? Your lambag derangoji, Keith, aren't you? It's hard with all the handles rather than names, so I'm just checking. I don't know. What does that mean, really? It's getting hot in here. Yes, hot. 250 pounds. So that's a lot. That's a lot. The most I weighed was 220. How tall are you? How tall are you, Keith? Almost time for their version of White Christmas. Whose version of White Christmas? A great punk band, Steve. Straw Dogs is one of my all-time favorites. Okay, let's listen to this. Are you ready? Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. Let's listen. I don't know this song. Let's listen to this. I'm going to have to play it on YouTube, but just for a second. Just for a second.
Do what you told to be free. Think last beat. I'm watching to be free.
Okay. All right. There we go. Did you hear that? It sounds, it's a certain kind of British kind of music. A British type, punky type music. Let's see what it says about it. Let's see what it says about it. We'll go look over here. We'll go look here. We'll go to window capture and we'll look here. We'll go look here. We'll go to window capture. See what it says. And we'll look here. We'll go look here. We'll go to window capture. We'll see what it says. Maybe there's a Wikipedia thing. How about that? We'll go look here. We'll go to window capture. I mean, I'm wasting time here looking. How about that? I'm looking at this thing. I mean, I'm wasting time. Debut album. Oh, it's a Northern Irish punk band released in 1979 on Rough Trade. Oh, it's a Northern Irish punk band released in 1979 on Rough Trade. There we go. There it is here. Northern Irish punk. There it is. Oh, it got people really liked it. Rolling Stone liked it. Entertainment Weekly gave it an A minus. People really liked it. Rolling Stone liked it. Entertainment Usher A minus. People really liked it. Liked it. Look at that. I never even heard of this band. Stiff Little Fingers. I mean, maybe I have. What does that mean? I never even heard of it. What does it mean? Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Echo. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Can you hear an echo now? Sorry. It's Northern Irish. I've had more dealings with Northern Ireland in the 171 days of this show than I have in my entire life. Girl from Mars is here. Hello, beautiful girl from Mars. She says, there you are. Hi, handsome. Handsome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. You make my life a better place. Thank you very much. Everybody, let's give Girl from Mars a big round of applause for coming back. She had to put up with Lewis Schaffer the other day, and I got yelled at. Because I don't take responsibility, which is absolutely rubbish. I take responsibility for everything. Thank you, Claire. No echo. The echo ceased the second you closed your tab. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Because what happens is I've got the stream here. Here is the stream. And let's see if I go here. If I go here and then I go, you can so you can see there's a delay, but I also have to turn off the sound, which I often forget to do. I often forget to turn off the sound. So thank you for that. We love Girl. Claire says that we love Girl from Mars. Yeah. So the echo. So there's no echo. So that's a Northern Irish band. It's a Northern Irish band, and it's got that kind of I'm trying to. I mean, if I knew music better, I would say what it sounds like. What band does that sound like? Do do do. It's kind of like talking. It's almost not like rap, but it's like just talking. It's talking. You're gonna make me cry. Well, we do care about you, and I say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't say anything. And I made Joe the other day upset. This thing gets people really upset. Maybe we need to talk about it even more, so that we don't get upset. I'm having a magnesium tablet. Have you had a magnesium? I love magnesium. I love magnesium. I should take it at night, but I take it throughout the day. I don't know. I don't even know when I take it. Stiff Little Fingers are one of the best punk bands. Lewis, yes. Okay, well there you go. Well, I take your word on it, Lewis. Have you toured in any of Ireland? I've done Dublin, outside Dublin once, and I've done Belfast once. I wouldn't call it a tour. No, I haven't toured. I haven't really been anywhere in Ireland, really. You should tour with the lass from your old GB News show headliners. She's got which lass are you talking about? I could go with any of them if they'd let me or like me, but they don't. So who are you talking about? Cressida? I've got to remind you, I got to call up Cressida and see if Cressida wants to come on the show. See if anybody. I've been waiting for people to call me up and say, Lewis, I want to come on the show. Maybe on Tuesday. I think Tuesday we're gonna have my friend Brother Culture. He is a rapper coming on the show. He's a lovely, lovely. He's a friend. He was a friend before I knew he was a rapper. He was a friend before I knew him, really. Anyway, I don't know what that means. With Cressida, do you think I should go out with Cressida? Cressida has a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend. She's perfect. She has a boyfriend. Irish road racing is on my bucket list, Mr. Cuff. Irish road racing. What is Irish road racing? Do you mean Aideen McQueen? I do. Yes, I loved her. She's a bin lid. No, she don't say that about her. What does that mean? Is that something negative? A bin lid? I don't think she is. She's actually super smart. She just looks, she's a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl, Joodles. What does that mean? I deny that. I don't think that that's true. I've spoken to her. I know her. She's a very bright, bright, bright girl. My favorite punk was Sid Snot. Who is Sid Snot? I have no cred whatsoever. Who is Sid Snot? I never heard of the guy. The Irish lass wasn't on so much. Yeah, Aideen McQueen. Yeah, she was great. She was really great. I mean, the problem with the show is there's only three acts, or you call them acts or whatever. 3 people times 7 is 21 slots a week, and I was on a lot. Maybe I was on too much, and I don't think what's his name really liked me. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that. We spoke about that yesterday. I love Cressida, says Claire. Hadn't seen her on GB News for ages, and she popped up Friday. That's so nice. Yeah, she's lovely. And Aiden is it's not Aiden. Aideen. Lewis. And women somehow thinks men are actually women. Oh, you're saying that she thinks that women is worse than a bin lid. I was being kind. What? Because I didn't hear her say that. She didn't say that when I was there. Is she saying that she believed in the whole trans lie? Is that what you're saying? And I know you're a bit concerned, but it means bin lid means a kid where I come from, says Jedster. Hello, Jedster. what's his name? Who's what's his name? Okay. Sid Snot is a character created by Kenny Everett. He was hilarious. I saw a documentary about him. That's the only way that I know him. I wasn't around when he was around in the 1980s or 70s or 80s or 90s. And then he died. He died. How did he die? Probably he was poisoned during the AIDS panic. I was going to put quotation marks. It was a full-on panic. How did Kenny Everett die? Let's find out. How did Kenny Everett die? Okay. How did he die? AIDS-related illness. Yeah, he was poisoned. He was diagnosed with HIV positive and made a condition public in 1993, and he's believed to have contracted the virus from one of his partners. Contracted the virus. That's a lie, Nikolai. I'm not going to mention his name. Who himself died in 1991. And this is also what kills people. Is like your friend dies of AIDS, and you say, you're going to die of AIDS next. So what do people do? They die. Was he on AZT? Was Kenny on AZT? Was he on AZT? Kenny Everett. Oh, you're not watching this. Was Kenny Everett on AZT? And the answer is he refused all medication if he believed in clinging to life. The only available drug was AZT, which is associated with significant toxic side effects that turned HIV into a manageable chronic condition. So he didn't take that. He died at 50 years old. He died at 50, consistent with his decision to forego treatment. Okay, well, it goes against what I believe, basically. But I don't know. Wasn't Joodles explain that? Yes, Kenny Everett, legend. Julian is here. Legend met him at the Hippodrome a year before he died. There was no cure at that point, as there was Freddie. At that point, as was Freddie. Here is the point. There's no cure for AIDS. AIDS does not exist. AIDS does not exist. And HIV, which causes AIDS, does not exist. People get sick. They get sick because they have too much schmutz in their body. It's a real thing. But there's no such thing as I mean, this is I mean, I shouldn't even talk like this, because I know you're going to get upset. AIDS comes from being run down by having too much sex, by having too much schmutz put in your body. And then the people who properly died, they either died from that or they were poisoned to death by AZ. Here we go again. Sorry about that. Oh my God, I got 10 friends who died of AIDS. I don't believe you, Lewis. He was good pals with Billy Connolly, I think. Billy met his wife on his show. I mean, yeah, people love the guy. All the great ones were really great guys. Or they were unbelievably talented that people put up with it. Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. I'm not normally. Wait, what are we up to? I'm not normal either. I wear a hat. This is Girl from Mars with that printed on it. If I remember where I got it from, I'll send you one. What is the hat? What hat? What hat? I missed my train of thought because I was in my own world there. Okay. Claire, we really did a ton of cocaine with Freddie Mercury. He really did a ton of cocaine with Freddie Mercury. Watch the documentary when Kennedy met Freddie. Yeah, They're making it seem like you could just catch any disease. That there's, and this, I say this over and over again. I'm saying it so much that when the next time somebody says it to you, you say, I heard a different opinion. I don't know if I believe the opinion, but that Lewis Schaffer says it's a bunch of bull. Okay, you're talking nonsense, Lewis. Yeah, Carolyn, you could say that to me. I'm talking nonsense. It doesn't stop me from loving you. I love you. It does not stop me from loving you. Okay? But I think it's true. He can't help himself, Joe. This Joodles is talking, going to gang up on me. Where are the girls? The girls are always ganging up on me, especially Joodles. As soon as I saw Julian's comment, we knew that was coming. Yes, sorry. Yes, sorry. Because it hits the nerve in my brain. A bunch of lies about all these diseases. It's been going on 150 years. It's the idea that humans know better. Some humans know best. And that, whatever. So here's Kermit. PSA, Lewis. I didn't call Kermit today. I meant to call him. I've been just having a bad day. PSA, public service announcement. Lewis Schaffer is not... Okay, I'm not a qualified medical doctor, and all the opinions and views are for entertainment and comedic purposes only. No matter how serious I tell you that I am, it's for comedic purposes. Thank you. That's the occasional gamer is Kermit's. I unfriended him yesterday, or unfollowed, or blocked you, whatever I did yesterday, by accident. And I said I was sorry for it, but I'd like to know how I did it. Thank you very much, Kermit, for saying that. Daz is here. MC Scott, good for them. It's got to do something bad. What are you saying, MC Scott? I've a friend who refuses to own a microwave for fear of radiation. Yes. And you don't need to cook food. Cooking food is bad for you. I only cook certain kinds of food that are heavily processed, and I try not to eat heavily processed food. I only cook sausages to kill any, just because, I've been brought up not to trust them. Personally, I have two microwaves, a 700 watt and a 900 watt. Well, what does that mean? Have you seen the Dallas Buyers Club? I haven't seen that. But they're fighting over some medication. They're going across the border to give out medication. It's the same way people are fighting for ivermectin. They believe that there's a medication that's going to cure COVID, when COVID is a lie, and the pill, and it's a lie of how it was caused and whether it's killing people, and the medication is also a lie. So that's what I say about Dallas Buyers Club, John Miller. I like different opinions, silly or not so silly. Yeah, well, my opinion is considered silly. Lewis didn't read my comment, unfortunately. I'd like to know what he thinks. What is your comment? Where is your comment, Daz? Daz? Can you write your comment again and I'll read it? I don't just copy it if you can. I don't see it, Daz. Because it got set to top chat. There you go. Just say, Lewis, are you on live chat or top chat? There you go. I didn't see it. So that's why it didn't come out, maybe. It didn't come out. No, your friends, they were told they would die of it. They were told that they died of HIV, one little bit of HIV getting into your blood, into their bloodstream, and like knocking it out. That's what they were told. I don't believe, they did die, which is sad to lose a friend. It's sad to lose a friend. I'm not saying they didn't die. I'm not saying it's not sad. I'm not saying they should be disrespected. They should be respected. But what doctors say, what doctors say is the cause of death may not be the cause of death because they're liars. Doctors are liars. Like what they said about the COVID thing. How many people were killed with the midloads, whatever it is, Lizatapam or whatever it was called, where they drugged the people and then put them on the respirators and then they died. And so, they died of anybody who died in the hospital. They said, oh, you've got COVID. Doctors are liars. Faraday cage. Eugene DeVere. Yeah, I'd like to get one of those things. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong. Lewis, are you posting it again, Daz? Dallas Buyers Club's movie is great. I did answer your question. I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I mean, it's one of those movies that came out. I wasn't watching very many movies. The Dallas Buyers Club. I mean, the idea that there's one little bit, the tiniest little bit, if it's going into your bloodstream, can destroy your total immune system. Okay? And then you die. And then they say, oh, you died of HIV related, you died of this, you died of that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a whole lot of lies. Am I the only one who believes this? What's going on here? Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Microwaves are only useful for cooking crack cocaine after the food scare. Okay, might be. How do you... yeah, might be. I never had that, and I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. I mean, I don't recommend it. It sounds... I mean, I'm an addictive... Not really an addictive person. I'm an addictive person, but I'm also a cheap person, so I don't go out and spend the money on the thing. No worries, Lewis. It was about What was the question about microwaves? I'll answer that. Do I believe microwaves are dangerous? I think cooking is dangerous, and microwaves are cooking. And I think microwaves could be dangerous. Yes, possibly. I don't know. I have a microwave oven. I rarely use it. If I use it once a week, that's too much. That's too much, basically. It was about microwave. Hence, I mentioned having two, and my friend refuses to own even one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I distrust all of science, but it needs to be proven to me. You can't just because you're a doctor and you believe in some stupid ideology that little things cause disease. And if you can't see the little thing that caused disease, we're going to call it a virus and we'll do a drawing of it. The same people that funded medical schools also run big pharma. Doctors are corrupted. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's a scam. What do you have to do to be a doctor? You got to play by the rules. You've got to obey everything that they say. Alan says, I never cook food. It's bad for you. I just get takeaway. That's a joke, Alan Williams. That's a joke. Takeaway, but you don't know what's in the takeaway food. Okay, it's about microwaves. I'm against microwaves. How many of you people like microwaves? How many of you people believe in it? We're told a bill of goods. You know, it's like microwaves. It heats things up quickly and easily, and you think, oh, this is great. And then you find out later that it wasn't quite as good as you thought it was going to be. There. Okay, so I answered it. If you're talking to somebody and somebody isn't paying attention, say, Lewis, can you ask so-and-so a question? Can you ask whatever? Not that you're a super addictive person. I am. I'm addicted to you, Joodles. To you. Whatever's happening, I'm burning calories just with my brain processing all of this. Yeah, because I'm saying that everything we've been told could be a lie. I'm not saying it is a lie, but knowing who's telling it to us, it makes it probably a lie. Okay? There's so much lying going on. Just total lying going on. Ignore all the texts from medical center wanting to vax him, says Rod. Rod, good to see you, Rod. Don't trust them or their potions and pills. You're 71 in February, doing fine. I agree with you, Lewis. Well, I'm 68 now, and I'm saying I'm not going to take their pills no more. I'm not going to take their pills. I don't care if you... I can't do it anymore. I can't. Maybe I'm going to die and have a stroke and whatever. I'm not going to get excited about this. But thank you, Rod, for saying that. Doctors, the medical field, they believe it so strongly. You died of this. And you go, okay, I died of this. I use my microwave for making Muller rice warm. Well, I used to. I'm trying to not eat sweet things, Claire. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is it bad for you? Is microwaves bad? I don't know. I don't trust it, Lewis. So Joe says, Lewis, microwaves maybe like relationships. They look pretty good and handy, but they don't deliver what you hoped for. Yes, could be that way. It could be that way, Joe. And maybe that's why you can't use the relationships all the time. You've got to use them a little bit, then take a break, then go back, and then take a break, and then go back. Especially as we get older, because you don't have the responsibilities, so you don't have to be there all the time. Yes. Eugene DeVere says it makes pastry soggy. Yeah, it's best to put pastry in the oven with a little bit of water or something, I guess. Is that how you do it? We need a calming musical interlude. Maybe we do. Tell me what song and I'll sing it. I can't play any music because I'm demonetized as it is. Which reminds me, you've been going for an hour. If you want to, support the channel, go to Ko-fi, Ko-fi, endoscopy, midlazapan, just like cat, but getting buggered at the same time. Endoscopy and midazolam. It's just like ketamine, but getting buggered at the same time. It's probably a very happy making you drugs. That's why people like probably taking it. People used to go into the hospital. They say, we're putting you on whatever the mouth thing is, the oxygen thing. And they would go, no, I'm well. They say, we're doing it anyway. Blue Oyster Club. What is the Blue Oyster Club? Or Blue Oyster Cult? MG Tiger Fang is here, so good to see you, MJ. We're all doing well. Microwaves are okay for some jobs, says Pete Transport, but they are dangerous if they escape from your machine. Yeah, they can heat up your system. That's true. That is true. I mean, I'm against cooking, so I'm against it a priori. Is that the right word? Steve, I have no principles that can survive the lure of a takeaway. Takeaways are amazing, but how can you trust these companies that are making them for you? They're adding toxic seed oils. They're not adding the best ingredients. Basically. So MJ Tigerfang says hello to Claire. My dazzler has amnesiac qualities. I mean, it sounds like an amazing drug, doesn't it? Really? So what are you saying, Caroline Cooper? It just knocks you out, so you just don't know what's going on. I mean, there are certain kinds of drugs. I'm against drugs. I mean, do I have to say that I'm against it? I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe people aren't being notified or whatever it is of this stream. Maybe because I've been a bit loose with my talk. Benzodiazepines do. A lot of benzodiazepines do. What is a benzodiazepine? Claire, I always get these things mixed up. What is a benzodiazepine? It was cooked meat that made human brains get bigger and made us more intelligent. No, I don't believe that. I don't think it was the cooked meat. It was just meat. What were we eating? Were you eating lots of fresh meat, huge animals back then? And I agree with that about John Miller, that our brains have gotten bigger and they're getting smaller on the vegan vegetarian diet. But it isn't cooked meat. It is meat. It is meat. I try not to. Go to Twitter. Everybody, can you see the Twitter thing? Go to Twitter at Lewis Schaffer at Twitter. Go to Twitter, and you'll see what I had for lunch today. 4 raw eggs, and that's low for me. 4, okay. But I also ate close to 200 grams. Half a pound of raw beef. Raw beef. I cook the outside of it just because I'm mental, but it's not necessary. Let's see. I went 2 to 3 on this subject. Don't think we'll get there. What subject are you talking about? Alan. I'm against cooking because I can't be arsed. I need a chef, yes. Don't cook. Cheese, hard cheese, is not cooked. Or maybe it is. I think it is cooked. Remember, it doesn't have to be cooked. Hard cheese, lamb, raw beef. Go for it. This is what I do. Go, but don't blame me if you die of something. I'm Christie's chef, so already spoken to, Warrior Princess. Okay, well, I'll come over. I'm not going to cook for you. Our brains have gotten bigger with the drastic changes in the climate. At least it coincides. No, it doesn't. It doesn't coincide because those were really... maybe it does. Maybe it does. But it's not about getting warmer. It's not about... It's about we ate lots and lots of meat back in the day. We've only had a plant-based diet for like 2,000 years. Or even less. Most people, the people in this country, you think they were eating grain 1,500 years ago? I don't think so. Ironic, this is according to Daz, how they're trying to stop the climate from changes, yet our brains have developed because of it. No, we're at one of our warmest times. Are we one of our warmest times or coldest time? I don't know. Claire says, benzodiazepines are a group of drugs tranquilized that relax your muscles, like diazepam, lorazepam, temazepam, etc. Okay. Those are all... Problem is, they're unbelievably addictive. They are, I don't know, they're not even addictive. They're not addictive because they taste great. If you don't have them, your body goes bad. I had a friend of mine who was addicted to one of those kind of pills, diazepam, and she was in hell, benzos or jellies. Okay, no, we're not recommending any of this. And as you a leader, I'm telling you, do not take them. Don't take them, and don't take them 3 days in a row. Whatever you do, don't take them. Don't take them. Eugene DeVere. No. What is no to? What are you saying no to? Keith is laughing. But what is he saying? What is he laughing to? Is there anybody who I've forgotten? Have I missed somebody's comment by accident? Anybody? Can we go over to here? Can we see this? Can we see this live chat? Can we go over and... I'm going to have to see what I'm going to do is I press the refresh page and it automatically, let's see what it does. Maybe, I think it goes to top chat. So I've got to change the top chat back to the live chat. 21 people have liked this stream, which is brilliant. So I thank you for that. I thank you for that. Is anybody addicted to drugs here? I was taking high blood pressure medication, and I remember I believed it so much. I ran out of pills. I don't remember where it was. Maybe it was Guatemala or something. I was quite a world traveler. I was young. I was in my 20s or something, and I had extra money. I should have saved it. Anyway, no, I'm glad I went. And I ran out of pills, and I went and I went to the offices of Pfizer, perhaps. And I said, you got to give me pills. That's all I remember. And I remember they didn't give me the pills. Microwaves are okay for some jobs. Okay, we did that already. Let's go back on track. Eggs. Eggs are really great. Let's eat eggs. Raw runny eggs. CBD. I ordered CBD and it did not come. I'm going to have to check. Again, normally it's Kermit who reminds me to eat CBD, to check to see if it came. It didn't come. The story of Cain and Abel was a story against the story agriculture is taking over from meat production. It was a huge social issue. Alan Williams, Velikovsky. Yes, it was. What was the issue? The issue was, and I don't think it was discussed by Velikovsky. I'm not sure about this. Thank you, Claire. I thought the point is that yeah, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. Eve is saying, have an apple. How were we able to digest apples in the past? We weren't. We were all meat eaters. And so that's what it is. Feminism is agriculturalism, is badism. God bless America, freedom, justice, and liberty for all. Well, we'd like to believe that that's the case. CBD doesn't work. I buy the tabs when I can find them. What are the tabs? Like CBD tablets, girl from Mars? Is that what you buy? I don't think raw eggs is dangerous, Eugene, says Daz. I used to drink a raw egg whites quite a lot at one point. I think the chicken is ill, then the egg is bad. Otherwise, it's okay. And even if the egg is bad, our stomachs are the most acidic stomachs you can have. We're like vultures. So I eat raw eggs. I cook the egg whites. I don't like egg whites. They have no flavor. It's like, what's the point of it? And if you have too many of them, and as I do, I have up to 10 eggs a day. Runny raw eggs a day. I have not had any. I had one day of physical problem, but that wasn't caused by eating. That was caused because I was using the Q-tips. So I'm with you. I'm with you. If you're a good doctor, if you get a good doctor, they can save your life. My surgeon has managed to remove cancer from my left lung back in August. Other surgeon in my town couldn't do the operation. Okay, well, there you go, Pete Transport. You missed our cancer discussion. You know, why are people getting so much? We're not going there. We can't discuss that because we can't discuss. My take is don't take medicine unless you really need them. I'm going to go a step further because they'll tell you you really need to. You really need to. And you don't. You don't really need to. Pete's Transport. At least I don't think so. The blue whale is the largest creature ever to live, but our brains are bigger. Yeah, brains are bigger. Well, you know, what are these animals doing? They're swimming around in water. They never have to sit down. They never stub their toe. They never bump into furniture. They're just in the big oceans. The blue whale. I like Boddington's Pub Ale, but they stopped selling it in Canada. Does that count as an addiction? Yeah, it could. It could. You could be addicted to alcohol. Alcohol makes you drink more. It alerts the leptins and demotivates the mitochondria to make you drink more. I forget what these rules are. Caroline Cooper says something. Where did I miss what you said? I do mean omelet. Eugene DeVere says 2% HDL. What is HDL? Hydrochloric acid? Julian is here and Eugene DeVere. So has everybody pressed the like button? By gum, it works, girl from Mars. The tabs. Even Brontosaurus was said to have small brains. Largest land creature ever existed, said MJ Tigerfang. That's true. Our brains are bigger. And since back in those days, our brains have gotten smaller and smaller. And since vegans are getting smaller and smaller brains. And is that considered to be racist? Is that considered to be anti-vegan to say that? Who knows about that? Who knows? Who knows? We need to eat red raw meat. I believe that. Web squirrel is here. Squirrels have the largest brains of all the mammals. Is that based on size? Is that based on size, web squirrel? Good to see you again, web squirrel. Yeah, the stomach is 2% hydrochloric acid. It's one of the most acidic stomachs of all the animals. One of the most acidic stomachs of all the animals. Hold on a second. I think we're getting a special visit. Hold on. Oh, it's you. Okay. And the keys keep it going. Where were you? Look. Oh, very good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. The producers come in. The producers come in. We didn't play Conkers. No, we did not play Conkers. I don't even remember having Conkers. No, it's the other one. It's the producer. I can't say his name. Lefties have small brains. Yeah, well, on a high carb diet, yeah, you could say that on average. You could say that, or you could say they're crazy, or whatever they are, something like that. I think they're crazy. But then again, maybe we're crazy too. Look at me. I'm a right-wing lunatic fanatic. And they could say, well, Lewis Schaffer doesn't believe in AIDS. He doesn't believe in COVID. He doesn't believe in microwaves. Megalodon was bigger than a blue whale, Tiger Fang says. If you watch that one movie, probably not, to be honest. A megalodon. You've got different dinosaurs here. You know. And in other countries, they don't even call them dinosaurs. They call them dragons. So there probably was such a thing as a dragon. There probably was such a thing. Is Kermit here? Where is Kermit? I haven't seen Kermit in a while. I had breast cancer in 2003, Claire. Almost 3 years clear. Round of applause for Claire. The key, we can't discuss the big C. Buckeye is American for conquer. I don't think it is. I don't think a Buckeye is a conquer. Did you Google that, Keith? I don't think a Buckeye is a conquer. It might be. It might be. I'm not sure. We did not play the conquer games. And I remember when I came to this country and I saw, remember America's a big country and there are places in America that do not have trees. A lot of America doesn't have trees. And they don't have those trees. They can be in the East Coast and maybe not in the West Coast. Buckeye, another lie from David Attenborough. Yeah, that guy's I don't know if that guy's a liar. He's he was the first person to spread the lies about Palestine. One of the first. There's probably no such thing as a dragon, says Joodles. No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. I believe in dragons, but dragons, they call dragons, they call dinosaurs dragons, the Chinese people. Vegans will devolve, Joodle. So I didn't say that there's no such thing as dragons. I mean, there might be. Fire-breathing dragons, I'm not so sure. But they were giant creatures back then. Warmelian is here. Oh, it's good to see Warmelian. Vegans will devolve into a separate species. They will become like the Eloi in the H.G. Wells time machine, while those of us who eat meat will become super brains like the overseers. I don't know if that's true, but I think Warmelian, you've always been right about everything that you said, basically. So I have to agree with you, possibly. Kermit, who's here as occasional gamer. I'm scared of talking in case you time me out. I did it by accident. I don't care what Joodle says. I did it by accident. Fire breathing. I don't know. I don't know if this, I don't know. Maybe there would be. It was a different world back in the day. The Eloi were the prey in the time machine. Herbivores that destined to become prey. I would rather be a predator. Yeah, I guess so. Predators can sleep at night. Predators do not have eyes on both sides of their head looking in every direction. Predators don't have to hang out with a bunch of other losers to feel safety. So I would rather be a predator. I mean, not predator, but the herbivores. The herbivores, they've got eyes on both sides of their face. They're right there. They're right there. No human being ever set eyes on any dinosaur a couple of million years apart. No, we never did. I mean, do I believe in the bones? Probably. Where were you? Where were you located?
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. He doesn't want to talk to me on the thing. On the thing. How are you?
I've had a long fucking day and I don't want to be talked to.
Okay.
Okay. I'm tired. So
Very tired. I'm leaving you alone. I will leave you alone. Thank you very. My son said thank you very much. I would rather be a predator. Would you rather be a prey or a predator? No humans ever set eyes on any dinosaurs, says John Miller. MJ Tigerfang of China called them longs, or in Japan, snake-like creatures more than dragon, but had several small legs where snakes haven't. Okay, there's obviously a difference across the world of what they were named. A fair few people don't produce enough hydrochloric acid, leading to B12 deficiency and pernicious anemia. Vegans are at risk of B12 deficiency. A fair few people don't produce enough hydrochloric acid. Maybe it's the B12 deficiency that causes them not to create hydrochloric acid, which is why they have to take hydrochloric acid. The vegans. Vegans are evil, evil people. They're self-hating. Maybe not so evil. Anyway, Morlocks. Who are Morlocks? Is that what they're called, Eugene DeVere? Are you still on at that backyard? The 10th of February. Everybody buy tickets 10th of February at the Backyard Comedy Club, Comedy Unleashed, to see me. I've got basically 2.5 months to write a joke. We'll see if I actually do that. What about omnivores, like bears? Bears eat meat. A lot of bears, they eat plants. They eat the fruit in the fall to gain weight. Okay? And they don't live like incredibly long lives, bears. I don't know how long they live. But no. Omnivore is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's good to be an omnivore because if you're starving, you can eat plants. So it's good to be an omnivore. If we lived in countries that were warm all the time, we wouldn't need to eat meat because there'd be fruit there all the time. Wet countries like the apes down in Africa. The difference in time between a stegosaur and a T-Rex is larger than the time difference between the T-Rex and the iPhone. Yeah, it was a long time. And then something happened because we are a ball that's floating in the universe and the weather gets cold and gets hot, and that was maybe a hot, wet time, and then it gets cold, and then people like humans can survive because we're smart. Do you know who you're on with yet? I don't know. Maybe someone could Google that. Let's Google it. Google it for Lewis Schaffer. So interesting, as in the time the world existed is compared to a clock. Humans arrived at 11:55 p.m. Mind-blowing. Yeah. It could be that, Joe Warrior Princess. I doubt it, Jeds. What are you saying? I doubt it, Jeds. No, I don't know. I won't know. I will check. And you'll see me. You'll see, oh my God, that's Lewis Schaffer. That's the Lewis Schaffer we speak to. We know that guy. That's what I want you to believe, that we know that guy. I want you to know this guy. I want to know you people. A fair few people says do not produce enough hydrochloric acid. Well, a lot of the vegans have too much hydrochloric acid. And if you eat a high carb diet, you're going to get, what are you going to get? You're going to get stomach acid reflux, like Bill Clinton. My sister-in-law is a vegetarian and she is mentally ill. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know whether that's true or not. But I think that a big problem with mental illness is eating a plant-based diet. I believe that. I believe my mother, I mean, she ate meat and stuff, but you know, they go to these, it's a cheap food. It's a sugary, cheap food. Vegans must be struggling to process plant foods. There's no reason. There's a reason why cows have more than one stomach. They've got 4 stomachs. That's true. And then it's like what happened this week. What happened this week? I mean, maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but I was farting like crazy. I was watching the Mel Brooks Blazing Saddles documentary from about 2000, whatever. It's an old one. Maybe before that. And it was because I was having croissant and apples. I was having all sorts of plants. All sorts of plants. Now today I haven't had any plants, and I'm doing well down there. So ladies, I won't check. Why won't I check, Joodles? I lost what Alan Williams said. What did you say, Alan Williams, about Cleopatra? Steve, what did you hear about Cleopatra? I heard it recently. Are we living parallel lives? Okay, you're talking to Steve, which is Mr. Cuff. Same as Cleopatra being close to our time than when the pyramids were built. Yes, that's true. The pyramids were built when was Cleopatra? Like 3000 BC? 0 BC, right? That's right. And when were the pyramids built? 6 or 8000 BC. That's a good point. 3000 BC. My son is telling me this. He doesn't even know who Velikovsky is. But Pete's Transport says just eating plants make you sick and pasty. That is true. I'm against eating plants. I do eat plants because they're so delicious. It's like medications we've been talking about here. I'm not going to mention what they are, but it's like the medications. They're delicious, but they're not good for you. And you wake up the next day wanting more medications, just like you want more carbs. Nobody has one chip, one crisp, one French fry. You want more and more. John Miller says vegans need to take lots of supplement pills or their hair falls out and their bones turn to jelly. Can I say this to you, John Miller? That's why so many people are bald, because we've eaten a plant-based diet. So John Miller is 100% right. 100% right. Not just vegans, all of us that are eating big bowls of pasta. We lose our hair. Lewis will be on with Scott Capurro. Oh my God, how can I work with that guy? He's a very funny American. Dane Frisbee. You don't mean Dominic Frisbee. Alan Francis. Who is Dane Frisbee? Who is Dane Frisbee? You don't mean Dane Frisbee. You mean somebody the other Dane. You don't mean Dane Frisbee, but Dominic Frisbee. Fantastic. And Alan Francis is a lovely guy too. I know everybody. Lewis. So thank you very much, Jedster, for doing the research. A round of applause for Jedster for doing the research. His son possibly. Maybe there's the other Dane. What's the other Dane? It's amazing how I just forget people like crazy. Dane, comic, UK. Dane Baptiste? Could that be the one you're talking about? I love eating peaches. Is that why I'm bald? I mean, if you eat peaches and spaghetti and pasta and rice and bread, yeah, that can. I mean, not necessarily completely, but I think it's a contributing factor. Causes diabetes. Eating bread. Both plants and animals are against us eating them. I rest my case. Yeah, they're against us eating them, but plants have toxins in them. They have toxins to make us think twice about eating them. Whereas animals run and might kill us if we tried to grab one. It's Keith. Caroline Cooper, night, Caroline. You don't need to say good night. Nobody needs to say good night. Nobody needs to say good night. We'll see you the next time. I'll miss you. We'll see you. The Backyard Comedy Club site isn't listing Lewis's 10th date. How did you find out about that? Maybe I made it up in my head. Maybe it was a dream, possibly. Now, are you telling me I'll have to go check? I'll have to go check. 10th February, Lewis. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be canceled. Maybe I've alienated even those people. It's possible, MC Scott. It's quite possible. They weren't built by the Egyptians, like they didn't go to the moon, Rod. Well, they might not have been built by the Egyptians. They might have been built by another culture that was there. That's exactly true. The Egyptians don't know how they were built, and they weren't built during Egyptian times. That's a good point, but, I mean, whatever. I have to be honest, Pete says. I have fallen off the wagon just lately. I have had a bit of bread and some sweet stuff, and have a liking for mince pies. You're not bad. Those foods are delicious. Last week I was averaging about 200 grams of carbs a day. It was horrible. It was horrible. So we're starting fresh. I started fresh yesterday, and I'm continuing it today. I'm continuing it today, basically. The Sphinx is thousands of years older than the pyramid. Well, that's what they say too, yes. And there are guys who before would just be considered conspiracy nuts are getting some airtime. God bless you, Joe Rogan, and God bless you, all the different websites. And at some point in the future, you people will agree with what I'm saying, and you'll say, well, I heard that first from Lewis Schaffer. Or you say, I heard it, and Lewis Schaffer agreed with me. Mice pies. And you love your autocorrect, Joodles. Did Joodles say that? Mice, damn it. Mice, damn it. Mice or mids? Well, a mice pie, can you eat mice? You could probably eat mice. You could probably eat mice. Where is everyone getting mice pies from? And maybe they're making it to Graham Hancock. That's the guy, John Miller. There's lots of people like that. If you like Graham Hancock, Velikovsky. This is Lewis's Carve Recovery Group. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, well, yeah. It's an important thing. And I think what makes this important is the realization that I'm a weak person too, that we all have dips, that we all go off the wagon, right? We all go off the wagon, and we need to accept ourselves and go back on it, because one little bit of carbs is not going to kill you. It's not. But we got to fight every single day. Keith says my cat could go for that. Yes, it could. Pete Transport apologize. What did you demand? Joodles, demand that Pete say he's sorry. That Pete says he's sorry. He has to take Pete has to take personal responsibility for writing mice instead of mince. You have to take personal responsibility. Okay, here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're gonna say goodbye right now. We're going to say a prayer. I'll say a shorter prayer. Any prayer that I need to say. Let's say a prayer that we stay on the wagon. Stay on the low-carb wagon. Dear Lord. Thank you, Keith, for coming back and being here. I mean, you come regularly, but come more often. Joe, I didn't speak about anything. Okay? What were those books, Charity the Guards, about everything being built by aliens? I used to read those books, and I love those books. Did I think that, and you know what? A case could be made. A case could be made that they weren't maybe necessarily aliens, but humans could have come from other planets when stars collide and stuff like that. So that's very possible, Joe. Anyway, don't forget commas. Oh, grow up, Lewis. This is Judel. She's like so horrible. She's so horrible. Anyway, so Steve, thank you, Steve. I'm going to thank everybody, and then we're going to say a prayer. The Jedster, thank you, Jedster. If I don't say your name, Pete and Tiger Fang, come online and just say, what about me? Warmelian, Eugene. Make sure we like the stream. Make sure we like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, so you get notice of this thing. Make sure you make a contribution to Ko-fi, Ko-fi. Okay. Thank you, John Miller and Web Squirrel dropped in. Good to see you. Rod Greenloch, I think that's the way you pronounce your name. Claire, girl from Mars, beautiful girl from Mars, beautiful Claire. Eugene DeVere, thank you for coming in. Julian, I was really upset before today's show, but I'm like energized by this. This has been a great. This has been one of, I don't know whether you've enjoyed it, but I've enjoyed it. We have more people watching at the end of the show than at the beginning of the show. That's good. That's really good. MC Scott, fantastic. Julian and Judels, I'll say Judels as many times as I want to. Thank you very much. Caroline Cooper, brilliant. Brilliant. Let's say I think that's pretty much everybody. Daz, thank you, Daz. Next time, if I don't say your name, just say, hey, did you miss me, Lewis? Or just repost it. Repost it. That's basically what I'm asking you to do. Also, you can go to Patreon if you want to make a contribution. I mean, my life is not working out, and this is a bit of entertainment. And if you watch 30, we do 60 shows a month. Maybe, let's say we do 40. If you contribute with a $5, that's like 10 pence a piece. Judels is beautiful and amazing. How can you pray after saying she's horrible? She is beautiful and she is amazing, but she's horrible too. And she knows it. Thank you, Kermit. Thank you. Here he's listed as the occasional gamer. PayPal.me. PayPal. Go to PayPal. www.paypal. Lewis Schaffer. Or Patreon, Lewis Schaffer. You know, you can be horrible and alluring and wonderful and fanciable and marryable and touchable and interesting and smart. But you can also be a horrible human being. Okay? Am I right? I think I'm right. Women are both beautiful and horrible in equal measure. I would say that they're slightly more beautiful than they are horrible. Slightly more. Because at the end of the day, you know, we need them. Some more equal than others. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Rod, for the compliment. So, dear Lord, we're going to pray to the Lord. If I haven't mentioned your name, write it down. Write down the name. Dear Lord, our Savior, our Creator, the man, the person, the force that's given us life on this earth. We care about the world that we're living in. We care about the world. We care about our fellow man and our brothers. We do care. But there are times when we have to care about ourselves. And one of the ways we need to care about ourselves, dear Lord, is we believe that carbs in all the different forms, all the different types of carbs, whether they're starches, whether they're simple sugars, whether they're in fruit or in bread or in rice, whether they're in potatoes or suede or whatever kinds of foods, whatever they have, okay, whatever they have, that we find them Moorish, and you have made them Moorish because in times of need, you, dear Lord, have put carbs on this planet, berries, and grain to help us live and survive and become the dominant species on this planet. But dear Lord, can you make it easier for us to be able to stop the carbs for long enough so that we can be healthy and regain our health? Amen. 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 Okay, brilliant. 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 Okay, that was pretty good. I thought that's pretty good. Okay. All right, so we'll see you. We'll see you at 10:30 tonight, everybody. Make sure the last thing you do is to like this thing. Make sure that the last thing that you do. Okay, brilliant. That's been our show. I love you. 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 Okay. I think we're doing really well. So I'm gonna turn. We're gonna go to here. We're gonna go to here.